This is Supersubs Show.
What's going on, Super Sub viewers? We're back, episode 6 weeks in a row now. We're feeling good, hitting our stride. So we have a little bit we want to talk about this weekend. We haven't talked about the Premier League in a while. We want to go through the standings on some of that stuff. Bunch of huge games this past weekend. Huge. We had Bayern Dortmund. We had Real Atletico. We had the Manchester Derby. Was there any other big ones, Sam? I feel like I'm missing a big one.
Well, there was Man U Chelsea last weekend, and what was it? Chelsea Liverpool, and then tomorrow there's also some games. So there's all sorts of fun stuff happening. Yeah, there are some games somewhere happening related to this sport. So yeah.
If you don't know by now, we pay so much attention. Pay so much close attention. We know exactly what we're talking about. So,
it's Chelsea Everton tomorrow.
Okay, that's a great game. And then another thing is we've had a lot of United States men's national team news. Wow, and we got a bunch of stuff coming up in the next few weeks. We were just talking about World Cup qualifiers starting for European teams. We have Olympic qualifiers. We have the Gold Cup in August, which I completely forgot about until you reminded me, Sam. So
you got
so
the
much
Euros.
Going on right now. The Euro. Oh, yeah, and the Euros. Yeah, I mean, that small little competition, Yeah, so
tiny.
Tons of stuff going on. We're not going to do a Euro preview just yet. We may toss in a guess or a pick that we feel about. But let's start with Sam, where do you want to start? What was the most entertaining of those derbies, those big matches for you in the last couple weeks?
Well, I mean, the most entertaining might have been the Dortmund Bayern game, I think, just because lots and lots of goals. Haaland with the brace inside 10 minutes, and then Robert Lewandowski comes back with a hat trick. I mean, what are you gonna do?
We're talking about two of the most prolific goal scorers in the world right now, and they both showed up. But Bayern, they win 4-2.
They're just too good.
Yeah, it was 4-2, right? Yeah, it was 4-2.
Yeah, it was 4-2. So,
most people probably expected Bayern to win that, but
yeah.
I will say, we tossed some stuff up on our Instagram story, and we're predicting what we thought. And I thought 3-1 was a reasonable score, but for Bayern to come out and score 4. Also, Dortmund had Jadon Sancho was out, Gio Reyna was out, and so was Guerrero. So I really wasn't thinking they'd really produce anything, but Haaland did his thing, bro.
He comes to play.
Comes to play, dude. So I think so. Bayern still sitting at the top of the table. Dortmund are still kind of lagging behind in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, they're in 6th, I think.
Ugh. Yeah.
Somewhere down there.
Let me see here, actually. I feel like this is kind of important. Yeah, so Bayern is in first, and then we have Leipzig, Wolfsburg, and then Frankfurt, and then Leverkusen, and then Dortmund. So Dortmund are one place above Union Berlin right now.
Brutal.
Devastating. So they gotta pick up form. They're obviously still in the Champions League, so it'll be fun to watch Haaland play a little there, but tough. And then we also had Real played Atletico. Probably one of the most boring. Any Atletico game. I mean, come on, Sam. Is there any Atletico game that you're just I got to turn this on. I got to watch this?
Yeah. I don't know. But it was pretty exciting. I mean, there were lots of chances. Great goalkeeping on both sides. Thibaut Courtois. And Oblak. Oblak.
Who? Oblak.
Nah, they both had great games. Oblak, bro.
Yeah.
Suarez scored. Benzema scored. So both strikers netted a goal. I thought Atletico was going to hold on to it, but Benzema, man, that goal was great. A little give and go.
And Benzema is kind of slept on because he doesn't, he's not super flashy, but he scores so many freaking goals, and he's 30.
He kind of reminds me of Giroud.
Don't say it. I knew you were gonna say that, bro. Have you ever seen the thing where Benzema was talking shit about Giroud? Have you seen that?
No.
So Giroud was starting all of these all the World Cup games, right? And the media was asking Benzema how do you feel about this?
Because they're both French.
They were both French. Yeah, he's like, how do you feel about this? And Benzema said, comparing him to Giroud is like comparing a supercar to a go-kart. Savage ass, bro. So he was like, Giroud's not even in my league. Like, I'm like just a million times better than him. Like, it's like you can't even compare us.
Wow.
So that's why I'm not a big Benzema fan. Because I think Giroud is sick. He's so good. But yeah, that's just a little tea for you. Just a little tea in case our viewers didn't know about that.
I'll give it a little sip.
Yeah, in case you need more reason to dislike Real Madrid, there you are. And I think, what's the table in La Liga looking like right now?
Good question. Well, Atletico's still up top. And then
Real's in third. Yeah.
I think Barca's in second now. Is that right?
And then, Sevilla, Real, Sociedad. A lot of Reals. Oh, another interesting tidbit. Do you know what Real means in Spanish?
Real.
Yes. No, it doesn't. It means royal, dude. I had no idea. So, like, Real Madrid is Royal Madrid, basically. I always thought it was just a stupid word that didn't really, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, just a stupid foreign word. But, yeah, Royal Madrid still not sitting at the top, in third, in La Liga. Wow, we're struggling today. We're struggling a little bit today. But
it's a good one, guys.
This is strap in, put that seatbelt on, stay tuned.
Strap it in.
We're just
Do not click away.
I just only had about 4 sips of coffee. Just wait until the end of this episode. We're gonna be buzzing. So we also, what was the other big game? The Manchester Derby. Did you get a chance to watch that live?
No, but I watched some of the highlights for it. So basically, Basically, City was running the game, but then Penandes and the man's Luke Shaw came through. And, I mean, they just ended Man City's, 22-game winning streak. Pretty good, I'd say.
Much?
Yeah, it was. And I guess it's even bigger news, because last time we had, an episode about the Premier League table, it was everyone was still kind of together in the table. No one was pulling away. I think City was maybe up 2 or 3 points. But now they're 11 points clear. They've been completely dominant. So this is their first loss in a while. I still don't think it's enough to slow them down. I think they're way too far out in front. And no one, the next two teams are United and Leicester City. And Leicester and United, to an extent, have both been, faltering lately. Not necessarily, dramatically, but in a sense that they're not winning all the games. They need to be Man U.
They're not winning all the games.
City's winning all the games. Man U has 2 wins and 4 draws in their last 6, and Leicester has 3 wins, a loss, and 2 draws. So neither of them are winning all their games, and it's not they're drawing and losing to teams that they probably should be beating.
Well, okay, so Leicester, dude, I feel like if most people had to guess right now, it's where's Leicester in the table? Well, they're probably in 5th or 6th, right? No, they're still in 3rd, which is kind of crazy to me. I don't know how you feel about that. I still think that's kind of crazy because
they lost 3-1 to Arsenal, bro.
Exactly. So right now, I'm sure I'll put a little graphic of this up on the screen, but Man City's in first with 65 points, and then the next closest is Man U with 54. But then after that, it is super tight. So Leicester's on 53, Chelsea are on 47 with a game in hand, and then Everton are on 46 with 2 games in hand, and West Ham are on 45 points with 2 games in hand. So by the end of this next week, bro, I don't even know. I think we all know Man City's going to be up top, but we have no idea what the rest of the table could look like.
Yeah.
As far as 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th go.
Yep. And like we said, Chelsea and Everton are their game will already have been played by the time this comes out, and same with West Ham and Leeds United are playing tomorrow as well. So those are going to be 2 crackers. Or not tomorrow, yesterday.
Tomorrow being Monday, so yesterday. They're playing tomorrow, which is Monday, but that's also that's yesterday. So stay tuned. Watch those. Yesterday, right? Tough.
So other news in the Premier League, Liverpool lost again. Their 6th straight loss at home.
The boys in blue.
They lost to Fulham, which if we look at the Premier League table, Fulham is now tied for 17th place, okay? They are making a run for it. They're tied with Brighton, and Newcastle is only 1 point ahead of both those teams. So it is getting tight down there at the bottom. Sheffield, they're throwing in a win every 5 games, so they're not on 2 points anymore, but they're still looking pretty bad. And West Brom, they've been getting a lot of 0-0 draws, but they just don't score goals. Like how they've only scored.
You say West Brom?
Yeah, West Brom only has 20 goals all season. So it's like, how do you... And they've let in 56 goals. How do you win if you're doing that?
Yeah, so in comparison, so yeah, West Brom has scored 20 and like Man City scored 56. So like almost triple the amount of goals. That's insane. But I will say, so yeah, another point that you bring up too is, so Brighton, and I don't know when they play next, and I don't know when Newcastle play next. I could probably look that up. Maybe we'll do a little graphic of that, but they still have a game in hand too. So it's super interesting. Like if Newcastle lose and Brighton win, we're talking like Newcastle fighting with Fulham for relegation.
Newcastle's in trouble. Dude,
they lost DeAndre Yedlin, and now they're falling apart, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's that American spirit. You know what I'm saying?
The whole house of cards collapses.
Dude, they needed him, bro. I'm telling you. So,
but for real, Callum Wilson's out long term. He was scoring basically all their goals. I mean, they played today. I'm pretty sure Newcastle and Brighton played, or no, it was Newcastle West Brom drew 0-0 today, and it was a cracker in the sense that there were chance after chance after chance, but no one can find the net. Like Joe Ellington is such a flop, bro.
Dude, yeah, I was gonna say, bro. I don't even know what he's still really young. Pretty sure that dude's like 20, less than 24. But yeah, bro, what does he do? And the funny thing is, do you notice how a lot of these lower Premier League teams, they have those like big bulky strikers? Like that's like their thing because they just lob the ball up, and like that's what his role is supposed to be, right?
Dude, but Newcastle doesn't even play like that. Like they're all like short. They're like attacking winger talent, like Almiron, Saint Maxima. They have Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth. Who else they have? They have a lot of quick midfielders that are like creative. So they don't even like. I mean, I know they brought in Joe Ellington to do that, but clearly he's not doing that. And they got what's his name, Joe Willock too. So they have a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent. Something's just not adding up right now.
Yeah, and I did. Okay, so you brought up Bournemouth, and one thing we haven't done at all in this entire series is check in on the championship at all.
And I know it doesn't. We could do that.
Well, we could do that. I was just gonna briefly mention Bournemouth sitting in 7th in the championship.
But it's tight. It's tight. Like 3 through 9.
They're 20 points behind the leaders and 10 points behind.
No, but Norwich is running away with it. Norwich City is like they're 10 points or 12 points clear, I think.
So, okay, we should maybe come back to this because I need to do a little more research because I don't entirely remember how the playoff works and everything like that. But my point being, that's a team that was like not bad in the Premier League.
This is an educational moment, Bennett. Do you want me to inform you on how the championship playoffs work?
Sam, don't just inform me. Inform our audience.
Okay, here's how it works. Here's how it works. All right?
Let's go.
The top 2 teams of the championship automatically promote to the Premier League. Then the next 4 teams, so 3, and 6 play each other, and 4 and 5 play each other in a 2-leg playoff. Okay? Then the winner of that play each other in a 1 game at Wembley Stadium, and the winner of that game
gets promoted.
Okay.
So that is, Sam, I love that. Thank you for explaining that. That was very clear.
And if I explain that wrong, or I'm wrong about that,
it's like that's just
gotta go.
Incorrect.
Gotta go.
So Bournemouth still could sneak into the playoff easily.
Yeah.
But they are in 7th. Stoke is in 10th. I don't know if there's any other like notable things on there, but yeah, it looks like Norwich will be promoted, and Watford probably too. Maybe though, they're barely in 2nd.
Another interesting thing about the championship that we haven't talked about is the whole Sheffield Wednesday situation. So they got a 12-point deduction for this season because of financial fair play. However, that was overturned. Now it's only a 6-point reduction, but they're still in relegation territory, okay?
Their form is horrible.
Their form is horrible. They've lost a ton in a row.
How many have they lost here? Hold on. Dude, in their last 6 games, they've had 3 red cards. Bro,
things are not
man.
going well. Things are
4,
not going well.
5, 6. They've lost 6 in a row. 1-1, and then beyond that, their form isn't horrible, but they've lost 6 in a row.
But yeah,
dude, Sheffield Wednesday, come on, man.
Bournemouth,
come on now, dog.
They're still doing all right. I mean, we're talking. They sold what? Ryan Fraser, Callum Wilson. Who else am I missing? They sold who's it? Aaron Ramsdale, the goalie.
Well, he was loaned. I think he was loaned there, but
who wasn't Nathan Ake to Man City? So they basically had a yard sale. Everyone went, and they're still in contention to get promoted. I think Norwich is a team. They kept almost all of their players from last season when they were in the Premier League, and it was really surprising. Like when they came up, people thought they were going to do well in the Premier League, and they did not do well. So
yeah, they did. Well, they did have that. Do you remember the beginning of the season with Timu Pukki?
Yeah,
scored got Premier League Player of the Month, stuff like that. I'm looking at Bournemouth's roster too. You know that Jack Wilshere's playing for them? You know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. They also have, they kept Jefferson Lerma, who's a pretty solid CDM. They still have David Brooks, who's
they're still a decent team. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Cameron Carter-Vickers, bro.
He's on loan from
best American.
He's on loan from Spurs.
Did you see that Spurs said we're not gonna re-up his contract?
Yeah, they're never. Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah.
I don't think he hasn't really ever played a minute for Spurs.
Yeah, but we have had, this is a killer transition right here. We have had Americans all over Europe who've actually been playing really well. Scoring some goals.
Mm-hmm. Who's been scoring, Bennett?
Well, who's our Barnsley boy, Sam? Come on. Do you remember?
You just told me his name. No, I forgot.
Daryl DK.
Daryl DK.
And I'm surprised you didn't know him because he was an Orlando City player. He's a big MLS dude,
really?
Bro. Big up-and-coming MLS talent. Scored a bunch of goals.
I don't follow Orlando City. Sorry.
Okay, that's fair. That's honestly fair.
3 Lions.
I don't really follow them either. I just knew. So we had just today, which is Sunday, so 2 days ago or 3 days ago when you're watching this. Josh Sarden scored for Werder Bremen. Brendan Aronson scored for Salzburg. Taylor Booth scored for St. Polten or something like that. And those are both Austrian Bundesliga teams, and they were playing each other. So 2 Americans scored in the same game in the Austrian Bundesliga. Conrad de la Fuente scored for Barca B, which is not a huge deal. And then Tyler Boyd scored for some team in I forget what was it, Sivasspor. And then Daryl DK also scored a couple days ago, and John Brooks has been scoring occasionally, which is sick.
And most importantly, Bennett, by the time they're watching this video,
Pulisic
will have scored a hat trick.
Sir, I hope
he
so.
plays at all.
Lit. We'd have to re-record. If he plays more than 20 minutes, we'd have to re-record, bro, and me just go crazy.
Come on, Thomas. Come on, Thomas.
Come on, Thomas the Turtle too.
Although Mount has been
playing. Do you like my graphics?
How do you get rid of Mount?
No, you can't. Well, Mount is not who needs to go.
Who needs to go?
Mount can play anywhere in the midfield. Timo, bro. Fuck Timo. Timo out. Ziyech, bro. You're starting Ziyech?
Give him a chance. He's expensive.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I think he's leaving. Word on the street is he's leaving in the summer.
That's insane. Wow. He's barely played.
All right. We had a bit of a audio technical issue thingy-mabobber there, but we are back. So let's get back into it. Hakeem Ziyech, and
yeah.
I was just saying to Bennett before he disrespected me and left
the Zoom call.
I was saying that, he kind of has a similar problem with some of the guys in the Spurs squad where there's just a lot of talent, and maybe Chelsea has more creativity and depth and higher talent, whatever. But there's a lot of good players, and it's hard to get minutes in the Premier League. It's hard to get a run of games in those teams. So people like Bale and Ali for Spurs don't get enough game time to get back into rhythm. So then they just never can produce. But recently, Bale has gotten some minutes in, and he's starting to produce. He's getting goals, he's getting assists. So maybe that's just what, Ziyech and all of the other guys. I always forget the one guy's name. Kai Havertz.
Oh my gosh.
So maybe those boys just need a couple run of games to get their legs under them, and then they can start producing. Or maybe they just need to leave.
Yeah, I think they need to leave because you see players like Ziyech, bro. Ajax would be crazy if they didn't start him in like any game that was important. So he was playing every important game. He was getting a lot of touches. He was building chemistry with his teammates. Same with Kai Havertz playing at Leverkusen. Like they don't, they're like a pretty okay to good team. They could start him pretty much every game, and then they leave. Ziyech he's Moroccan, but he was born in the Netherlands. I mean, this is his home country. He played there from like his whole life, basically. And then he goes to England. The competition's harder. You're competing with the best players in the world. Yeah, dude. I think you bring up a great point that it's hard to build form when you're not given that chance. We can't just expect him to hop into one game and be like really good. The only player who can do that consistently is Pulisic. So I don't know why we would expect that out of any other player. His
stats for this season are kind of garbo, though.
They're horrible, dude. He scored 1 goal, no assists. Pretty sure he doesn't even have an assist, bro.
Yeah, that's a botch.
Let me see here. Waste some time here while I look it up.
What were we even talking about before? We were talking about the championship. Another emerging story from the championship that I've been wanting to talk about is
1 goal and 1
Brentford
assist.
Striker, Ivan Toney. He is having a remarkable season. I mean, he is single-handedly carrying this Brentford team. He has 26 goals and 12 assists, which is just absolutely unreal numbers. And, it's like if he scores or assists, Brentford wins. Otherwise, they lose. So be on the lookout for him to possibly be bought by either a Premier League club or one of the other clubs that gets promotion, assuming Brentford doesn't promote, which they very well may be. They're in 4th place right now. So,
were they the ones who had the heartbreaking end where they had like a wonderful season and then they dropped points late in the season? Was that Brentford?
It might have been Brentford. It might have been Leeds United 2 years ago.
I think I may be wrong. I think last year Brentford had a wonderful season and then dropped a bunch of points at the end, but still made it into the playoff and then lost in the playoff.
Brentford lost in the playoff, yeah.
Yeah.
They actually had Ollie Watkins and sold him to Villa.
They had Benrahma too, I believe.
Oh, really?
Someone who had Benrahma. I think it was them, yeah.
It might have
he
been
left
them, yeah.
once. Yeah. They had a good squad. But they lost to Fulham maybe in the playoff. I don't remember.
That sounds right. Wait, no, I think Fulham might have just promoted.
No, they definitely were in the playoff because remember they scored that free
totally
kick.
Right.
Do you remember that crazy I just don't remember who they were playing.
Right.
So,
Anyways.
man, I don't.
Anyways,
anywho,
going in the Premier League. Spurs have won 2 in a row. They're trying to lose today versus Crystal Palace. We're giving out a 45th plus 2-minute goal to Benteke. Come on, man.
That
man hasn't scored in 5 years.
That man hasn't played in 5 years, bro. Who is this guy?
Dude, he plays every week because Zaha's injured.
Yeah, dude, that's tough. That's actually
it's tough.
Really tough for Palace. Because remember when we did? Do you remember when we did our Premier League guessing game? And it was Wilf Zaha, and he was you were shocked at how many goals he had. I think it was early season. He had 9 goals or something.
Yeah, he's been injured for a while now.
Yeah, you were like, who is this dude? It's Wilf, bro. My boy Wilf.
Honestly, a lot of the lower, second half teams in the Premier League right now were teams that were doing really well at the beginning of the season, and they've lost key players to injury. So Wolves lost Raul Jimenez,
Oh,
and after
Spurs.
that, they've kind of tanked. Shut up.
Spurs are winning 3-1 right
Shut
now.
up. Oh, they are? No way.
Yeah.
Who scored?
56th minute. I don't know, dude. Oh, Bale has a hat trick, it looks like.
Shut up, bro.
No, I don't know. I don't know, dude. You got to look it up.
Now I'm going to have to look it up.
Okay, go
But
for
anyways.
it. I'll waste some time here.
So
You
Raul
look it up.
Jimenez got injured for Wolves. Crystal Palace lost Wilf Zaha. Southampton lost Danny Ings for a while. And Newcastle, we talked about, lost Callum Wilson, and they had St. Maximum out for like the first couple months. So,
Dude, yeah. Also,
and Brighton
Arsenal
had Neil
lost
Maupay
no
out
one
for a while.
and are just bottom half of the table.
Yeah, Arsenal just suck.
Dude, did you end up watching our guest episode? I know it was a long one.
Bale scored again, and Kane. Let's go. Let's go, that man,
Dude,
Gareth Bale, with another brace. Come on.
That's pretty impressive. So I was close. I was just fucking with you, but I was pretty close actually. So Spurs look like they're gonna qualify for Champions League football.
Dude, that's what I'm just thinking about. I was gonna say something interesting. I mean, Liverpool, they don't look like they're gonna qualify for Champions League next year.
Bro, Liverpool are in 8th. I would be surprised. I mean, okay, so Leicester could falter. Everton could falter. West Ham are looking good though. Spurs are picking up form. Yeah, Liverpool could just not play in Europe next year. Can you believe that?
That would be absolutely crazy.
Just them.
And
Just
even
not.
Arsenal probably can't either. I mean, Arsenal is at this point,
No.
they're in bad shape.
No. Yeah, dude. They have 38 points. If they wanted to squeak into they're 8 points behind the 5th place spot, which would the 5th place spot would qualify them for the Europa League, and they're 8 points behind. So.
Yeah, it's hard to see
That's
that.
tough.
I mean, Everton has won 3 in a row. So they're looking good. West Ham still having a good season. They basically only lose to Man City. So it's like, I don't know.
It's pretty crazy, man. To think that Liverpool and Arsenal would both not qualify for European football is shocking. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Another interesting tidbit of news is that Jack Grealish has been injured for about 2 weeks now, and Villa has not been faring well without him at all.
Nope.
So
2 draws and 2 losses in their last 5.
Yeah, it's bad, and that just kind of shows you for these teams like Villa, West Ham, even Everton to an extent, they rely on their important players so much. Villa has Grealish, West Ham has Mikel Antonio, Souček, and Declan Rice, and Everton has Richarlison, who's been playing super well, DCL, James. So these players are just so important, and when they get injured, I mean, that could be the difference between 12th place, 13th place, like Wolves and Crystal Palace, and 6th place, 5th place, like where West Ham and Everton are.
Yeah, and I will say it is. We've talked about this before, but it is a little sad to think about players like Ziyech, who could totally start at West Ham, be making bank, be having a great season, but he doesn't. He's probably going to leave Chelsea, and he might go to a different league. You never know where he'll end up. But players like Pulisic, where I would much rather he's starting each week at Villa than sitting on the bench each week at Chelsea. These same with a lot of the City players. They just hoard talent.
Definitely.
And it's like, I'd rather see those players playing against each other than sitting on the bench winning titles. But it is what it is.
It's for
Big
the
money.
culture, Bennett.
For the culture. It's for the money, bro. It's for the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
For the socks?
The sauce.
Oh, the sauce.
You know the difference between the juice and the sauce?
No.
Okay, so you buy yourself some Simply Lemonade, okay? Toss it in your fridge. How long does it last in your fridge? 3 or 4 days, maybe max? You're drinking that stuff pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it lasts you a week if you're like a very conservative juice drinker.
Okay.
You buy some barbecue sauce. How long is that sitting in your fridge, bro? Years, baby. That's the sauce, bro. The juice is temporary. But the sauce, bro, is forever. Okay?
I feel
Here you
hip.
go.
I feel
I stole
hip
that from
now.
some dude off Vine or something, or some Best Buy employee. But yeah, so bro, I mean, right now Spurs have they they have the juice. We just got to see if they have the sauce, you know?
That's fair. And Gareth Bale wants to stay next season. He wants to come back. He's playing his heart out to come back to Spurs.
He's got the juice. Right now, he's got the juice. And, hey, who knows? Maybe at some point he'll get the sauce, bro.
He's had the sauce. He just used it all up. And now he's starting,
golf.
He's starting back up with his juice, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we can use that as an analogy from now on.
Okay. Thanks, Ben.
Great. Is there anything else we want to touch on? Is that kind of it for today?
Maybe that's it. Maybe that is it for this week. As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Give it a like, maybe, if you liked it. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Just give it a like anyways. Why not?
Yeah, also, we do have an Instagram that we're starting to use a little more frequently. We're going to be posting highlights from some of the videos on there and stuff, so we would really appreciate it if you followed us on there and shared some of our posts if you
Link
like
in the description.
So, link in bio, brother. Or, yeah, description, sorry. Yeah. And also, on our Instagram, there's a link to this channel, so you can't get lost. They'll just keep tossing you back and forth.
It's a whirlwind.
So, exactly. All right, so that's it. That's it for this episode, and we will see you again next Tuesday.
Enjoy all the warm weather out there, folks, and we will see you back here next Tuesday. Goodbye.